Hi guys, just a quick video. I'm out on the Fat Bob today, Ace. I was just shooting another video actually. I'm on my way home and I thought I was going through these country lanes. I thought I'll just pull over and have a quick walk around the Fat Bob and just have a little chat of how I'm still loving it. I've had it now roughly about getting on for 2 years. It had done 100 miles when I bought it. So I haven't even done 2,000 miles on it yet, and every time I've been out on it I have loved it. First of all, the exhaust sound, right. The sound of this bike is not overly loud. When you give it some acceleration you do get a good grunt from it, but when it's ticking over that's not absolutely or ridiculously loud. And I'm glad of that really, because where I live I don't want to upset the old neighbours if I decide to go out in the evenings and come home late, or go out early in the mornings. As you can see, that's more or less standard. The only upgrades it's had is what was on it when I bought the bike, apart from this bag I put on which was off my other Fat Bob. The exhauster on it when I bought it, the side number plate, because these come with a number plate round the back here. Some people like them, some people don't. I'm now toying with the idea, there's something on the market now where you can put your number plate here, because some people don't like this big gap, but I actually like that. I think that's one of the things I liked about this bike. My number plate is slightly smaller than the average number plate. I didn't go for a really tiny one, but a bit smaller than your normal size. I haven't been pulled for, no one's really mentioned it, so I guess it don't, I was going to say stick out a lot of sore thumb, but it does stick out a lot of sore thumb on the side there, but it's not as massive as the original one. The good thing about these is that they're on a spring, so when it's in my garage and I go past it with my leg, I'm always knocking it, it'll just won't snap off. Probably would if I dropped the bike, but you can see the idea. When I had the bigger one on, when I used to go hit the speed limit, shall we say, that would do this, but this one don't seem to do it because it's a little bit smaller. It's not, like I say, it's not looking like, oh my god, that's a tiny number plate. It's not allowed. Anyway, other than that, apart from the 2-up seat, which I bought when I bought the bike, I bought at the same time, still got the original seat. I did go through a stage of putting the original seat on and then chucking this one on when the missus came out, but no, I don't bother. I just leave this one on there all the time. It's also got a detachable sissy bar, which you just pull these out, lift that up, flip it off if you want to change them. Sportster, but even that I just leave on now. I think it looks okay, it don't look unsightly. And if I fancy doing it, it's basically, like I just said, pull them levers, yank that off, and to change the seat, it's this one screw here. Just unscrew that, slip the seat out, slip the one in, screw back in, job done. But like I say, I am bothered with that. Riding the bike, I love it. I guess I should have got more miles on it this year, but what with lockdown, there haven't been the bike shows and places to go and people to go out with, so hopefully next year I'll put some more miles on this bike. But the miles I have put on it, I've really enjoyed. Right, let's fire it up. As you can see, that is not overly loud, but it's got a nice rumble to it. The stock exhausts, well, you can hardly hear them. And like I say, the bike is nice and hot. Give it a couple of revs, it's quite loud. then it gets loud when you get onto it. That's what I like about it. So when it's actually ticking over, although it is noisier than stock exhausts, that's not ridiculous. And like I say, when you rev up, you got as much noise as you want, or as much noise as I want. The rest of the bike, like I say, I just love it. So let's go for a little ride. Basically I'm riding home, but on the way, I've got dirt now on my stand. Look, on the way I'm going to be going through a village called Scenic Village, and this actual village is known because the guy who invented the hovercraft came from there, and they've got a plaque. They've got a little hovercraft on top of what would you call it, a column, pedestal? I'm going to call it a column. On top of a column they've got a hovercraft to mark the guy came from the village. So we'll have a look at that on the way through and have a talk about that. Well, I don't know these roads, so I'm not going to go mental. As you can hear the bike, I'm guessing you can hear anyway. I'm not sure if my mic is going to pick up what I can hear. I just actually turned off a main road and came down here just to have a look and see where it went. Weren't nothing exciting down here. I did see Wiggins a couple of times lurking about, so we've got to watch him. Now this road at the end here is the main road that runs from St Olave's, Fritton, back to Alton Lowestoft, and it goes through a couple of villages. The main one being Summerlayton, where this hovercraft is situated, which says on there it's 1 3/4 miles. This particular road here is quite well known for deer, and I don't want one of them running out. Actually, I said I had done 2,400. I'd have only done 2,075, and I had done 100 miles when I brought it. So I've actually not even done 2,000 as yet. Another 25 miles before I've done 2,000 miles on this bike. I don't know where I got 400 from. Never mind. Right, we're now coming into Summer Leighton. And this wall in front goes quite a few miles. It goes all the way around Summer Leighton Hall, which I don't think is open at the minute. They've got a nice hall where people can go and look around, and they've got nice gardens and a maze. So just at the end of this, before the next bend to the left, is the little monument thing on the pedestal. Straight in front of us now. I'll just pull over and have a look, should I? There it is, look. Let's just stick the Fat Bob here and just go have a quick look at what we're talking about. There it is, there, look. That's the monument. What does that actually say on it? Right then guys, so this was put here in 2010 for the guy Christopher Cockrell, who's an engineer. He was born in 1910 and he died not that long ago in 1999. And he invented the hovercraft, and he used to use it on the River Waveney, just down the bottom of here I guess you can get to the River Waveney. And there's some story said that he actually used to use it on this green over here, but I'm not sure of that one. I know not so long ago there was talk that he was using it on Summer Leighton's land, which would be that side over there in the fence. But then again, the Summer Leighton estate is huge, so they own quite a lot of land around here. So probably any land around here where he tested his hovercraft, he'd be on their land. It's a nice little village. It's nice that they put something out. When I come past here quite a few times, I glanced up that looked really, really tiny, but when you get closer to it, that is big enough. That is quite good. Anyway, just a bit of useless information for you that I've seen on my travels. Hopefully you found it interesting. Right, let's get back to the Fat Bob and make our way back to Lowestoft. Back home, in fact. I was talking to someone the other day about this, and they'd never ever knew anything about it. And they've lived in Lowestoft all their life. Strange, isn't it? We were talking about the hovercraft, and I said, yeah, guy from Summer Leighton invented it. He said, what are you talking about? Oh, Wiggins was getting old, isn't he? Well, the brakes are pretty good on this Fat Bob. It's a heavy old machine. I think it's something like £600, something like that. But it's got twin discs on the front. And they seem to stop it pretty well. As someone once said, it's a cruiser type style bike, and if you ride it in the way a cruiser bike is supposed to be ridden, then the brakes are more than good enough. I find them quite good. The back one's not up to much, but I say for a heavy bike. Also, there are anti-lock brakes, which is good. I believe when the 107 first came out, it didn't have anti-lock brakes. But when they brought out the 114, the anti-lock brakes came standard. This corner here, we're now going round. I've come round here before pretty fast, and it's caught me out really. That is a long, sharp corner. If you get a horse round it or Wiggins, you'll find you'll be in big trouble. So if the question was, have I got any regrets of buying this bike? The answer would be no. That's exactly how I thought that would be, if not better. It's very sturdy. I love the drag bars. I haven't had to adjust anything. It's got forward pegs, but they're not really super forward. They're not mids, and they're not right forward, they're just right. I don't know what's going on with this, but that's saying nothing. Probably needs to reconnect. But never mind. I had the Fat Bob Dyno before this Softail. When I first saw this, I loved the look of it. Some people don't like the way the headlight is. I weren't sure at first, but to be honest, I think that's what makes this bike different from the rest. Same as the exhaust. I weren't too keen on the way the exhaust looked, but now it's probably growing on me because I quite like it. I don't think I'm going to change it. Not in the near future anyway. One, I don't want to spend any money, but two, I think it looks alright. Can actually see my house from here over the back of that field, so I'm not far from home now. So if you're thinking of buying one of these Fat Bobs, have a test drive. You'll be surprised. But if you're expecting it to be a sports bike, then you might be disappointed, because it's never going to be a sports bike. That's just a sports cruiser, I'd say it is. I've had the Dyna Fat Bob, and I've had a Sportster Harley, and immediately I'd say this bike handles so much different from both of them. Far better. But I'm no expert, and I don't pretend to be. I just enjoy riding my bike. Anyway, I'm almost home. That leaves me to say, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, for more videos with Davidson Fat Bob. Bye for now.